Hi, I'm Amanda Dobrehope, and I want to talk to you today about love. But I know I've done other videos on love, and so today I want to talk to you if you are new to committed relationships. So if you are a new boyfriend, girlfriend, about to be a new husband or wife, or any other committed partner, I want to talk to you. So what I want to talk about is how to be a really great partner. So there are a few things. I know I have a lot of other videos about creating healthy partnerships, and some of this will overlap a little bit, but I really want to talk to the people who are new to relationships today, or new to the committed relationship. So the first thing you want to remember is that it's not just about you anymore. You have somebody else that you have made a commitment to, that you have decided to become a team. So you have to do everything and think about everything from a team aspect. So I know you've been in other teams, you've been, in school or at work, or different organizations, you've been on a team, but a lot of times it's people you didn't necessarily choose to be on that team, or maybe some of the people you chose and some of the people you didn't, or it's just a larger team than just a partnership. So when in a partnership and a committed relationship that you're both choosing, the rules are a little bit different. So you have to realize that you've chosen this person and they've chosen you, and you have chosen a committed partnership with this person. And like I said, that means no more thinking about only you. You have to do what is highest and best for the team, for the relationship. So don't forget that you're a team. Definitely don't forget that you're a team. The number one thing you want to do is respect. So respect yourself and respect your partner. And be sure to really listen to them, to show up as your true, authentic self. Don't play games. Don't not do your personal growth work and not know who you really are, because then you can't show up as your true, authentic self. And I always tell people when I'm doing premarital counseling for the couples that I marry, I don't make them do it, but those people that do it love it. We always have a really good time. But I always tell them, your partner can only take you at face value. So if you say something or you act a certain way and you are, acting like that's how you feel about something, they can only take that at face value. They don't know if you really don't feel that way, or if you're pretending that you don't, or if you're trying really hard to compromise because you want to please them. They don't know, unless you've got a really super, super, super psychic person that knows that you're not being your full self, which we can all call each other out on that kind of stuff, here and there, where you really get to know somebody and you're like, that's not really you. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about little things that could slip through that someone wouldn't notice. So you really have to respect and know yourself in order to really show up authentically to your partner, but really respect them. Like I said, it's not just you anymore. So you really have to respect their needs and their thoughts and their feelings as well. And so everything is going to have a different layer and a different level of consideration at this point. You're going to need to work together on things. You're going to need to go to yourself and do your own personal growth work and think about how you feel about certain things, and then come together and really be able to share what is really true for you. It's also really important to listen. Really, really listen to your partner. If you're just thinking about what you're going to say next, or what your agenda is, or what you got triggered about, you're going to miss what's real. So like I said, in that authenticity is what's real. And so if you're not relating from that authentic place, you're not really having a relationship. You are just playing a game, basically. So you want to come from that really authentic place. And the way to do that is to really respect yourself, respect your partner, and then listen to what they're saying. The next thing is you really want to work on your triggers. I do have another video on YouTube that does talk about what to do when you get triggered. So if you want to check that out, triggers are natural. They are something that we all have. And what they are is when something happens that reminds us, even if it's inside and we don't realize that it's reminding us of it, some kind of old wound, old trauma, old thing that we had to have a coping mechanism for, and it sort of inflames that. It's like you're touching a hot stove, and then later on your hand goes over it and you remember what it was like when that stove was hot. But emotional triggers can cause anger and volatile emotions. So what you want to do when you experience that is you want to really do the personal growth work on it, do the journaling and the talking to your higher power and the coaching or therapy or however else you deal with it. Excuse me. Fall weather is changing, and I'm trying to get that balance of moisture in the air, in the humidifier, and the heat going on, the dry heat, and I haven't quite gotten it yet. So it's a little funky where I am right now as far as the air until I figure it out. But anyway, so I'm sorry I have to keep swallowing, but you want to work on those triggers so that you don't do what's called projecting. Projecting is when you are triggered by something and it's yours to own, it's yours to deal with, it's your wound, and you turn around and blame your partner for it, or yell at them for it, or just throw it on them basically. And that can get really nasty, and you don't want to do that. When someone is saying something to you and it doesn't feel good, hopefully this doesn't happen in your relationship. Hopefully you can be respectful when you have to say something that isn't easy or fun. But if stuff does come out messy, then, and you're hearing it, you need to kind of stick with yourself and say, is this mine? Does this sound right? Do I really act like this? Is this a fair statement or criticism? And if it really just like isn't sticking to you and it doesn't feel like anything, it's not triggering you, it just feels really neutral, it's not yours. That other person's projecting on you, and they probably don't know it, and they probably won't admit it, and it can get really nasty. So try to just disengage if you can and not accept that projection. But if you're the one projecting, you really need to own your stuff, and you shouldn't be vomiting volatile emotions on your partner, because that's not a good way to nurture a partnership. So respect, listening, not projecting. Also understanding that, again, you're in a partnership, so you're going to have to make decisions from that space. So there are going to be times when you're going to want or think one thing, your partner's going to want or think something else, and you're going to need to not just worry about what you wanted in the past when it was just you, or try to get what you want, or on the opposite hand, you don't want to just do whatever your partner wants all the time just to make them happy, because ultimately it won't, because you'll start getting resentful if you're doing things that you don't want to do. So if you are doing things for your partner, make sure that you want to and you've actually wrapped your head around it. Don't do it and then become resentful. But what you want to do in this case is make decisions that are for the higher good of the relationship. Remember, again, you're a team. When you go through life with this person, or you go through this committed relationship with this person, you're a team. And the world is having a lot of issues right now because a lot of people who are supposed to be on teams aren't. They're off pulling in all different directions. And so if this is your life partner, this is the person you chose, remember why you chose them, and always make decisions and be willing to listen and be willing to put in the time to really do what's best for the team. So I hope that helps. And